has an abundance of wind resources, but lags far behind the rest of the continent and other BRIC countries when it comes to harnessing this energy resource. In the medium term, South Africa plans to buy 3,725 megawatts of renewable power from independent producers by 2016, with 1,850 megawatts coming from wind power.
Eskom as a utility is heavily reliant on coal, which makes us to be the biggest emitter and the second biggest emitter, in fact, as a utility in the world. And it then makes sense that we need to diversify our energy mix and make sure that we invest in renewables and also in low carbon reduction initiatives. All of these renewable technologies, if you look at them in terms of what they have been planned in terms of the RP, and they have got a potential to reduce our carbon emissions by about 14% by 2030. And then when you bring in nuclear into it, you're talking about reduction of carbon emissions by 34% in 2030 if we bring in renewables plus nuclear.
One of the major benefits of wind power development is the opportunities it creates for infrastructure and much needed job creation. Leading by example, the wind energy sector in the European Union has created 188,000 direct and indirect jobs.
We're lucky with wind power because a lot of job creation comes locally and naturally. To manufacture, transport and install a wind turbine today will require approximately 10,000 man-hours, and more than 6,000 of those will naturally occur in the local environment.
Eskom this week signed a $365 million loan from the African Development Bank to build 2 new renewable energy plants, including the 100-megawatt Sea wind project in Vredendal, Western Cape.
We have a little pilot project which we built several years ago, also in the Western Cape, which in a way was the basis, was the research for this. So now we're at the point where we have the funding in place, and now the commercial process of procuring is underway.
The windiest province, the Eastern Cape, is also expected to contribute significantly to the wind sector.
The Eastern Cape has never had enough industry to can create jobs. And this is a big opportunity for us to ensure that firstly we empower the communities in the Eastern Cape and give them shareholding in these projects, which is something that they would not have even dreamt of. Secondly, we need to create the jobs themselves of people. There's lots of technically skilled people from the Eastern Cape that had to go to other provinces to look for work. And this can attract them back and bring back some relief from those provinces where they are working. But when they can go back to the Eastern Cape, the economy of the Eastern Cape will rise.
Wind power currently costs around 3 to 4 times as much as coal-generated power. And in order to maximize return on investment, government and the renewable energy industry need to collaborate to meet localization targets in South Africa.
So we need the technology transfer and know-how from the OEMs, and we need them to partner with the local companies to provide certain work packages to local manufacturing companies, because that is what will then assist us in terms of creating jobs.
As South Africa prepares to host the COP17 climate change conference in Durban late November, the country is making a conscious effort to move towards a green economy while creating much needed jobs through its integrated resource plan, with wind energy expected to contribute 9,200 megawatts to the total energy grid by 2030.